My name is Anne Dreisbach, and I'm a career missionary. For the last 43 years, I've been in Suriname, South America. Prior to that, I was in Niger Republic in West Africa. So that makes me a career missionary for 48 years. I had the opportunity of being raised in a Christian family and heard about God and Jesus all my life. But at the age of 6, I was sent away to a boarding school for missionary children in Nigeria, West Africa. In the evenings, we had family devotions. And because there were a number of us in the school, the first and second graders had devotions together, the third and fourth graders had their devotions together, and the fifth through eighth grade had their devotions together in the evening. But Saturday night was family devotions, and we all met together. And I remember one Saturday evening, while I was in the first grade, that the house mother asked for testimonies. And I had no idea what a testimony was. And there were older kids standing up and giving some kind of a testimony, but I didn't know what their testimony was about. And I thought, this is interesting. They've had an experience I haven't had. And we're all from Christian homes. We're all missionary kids. We've all been raised in Africa. What experience have they had that I haven't had? And then there was this little first grade girl in my class. She had kinky hair, which wasn't in style at the time. And she was born with a hemangioma on her nose, a red spider mark on her nose. And we teased her. We called her Cherry. But anyway, she gave a testimony. And I thought, we're the same age. We're in the same class. And she's had an experience that I haven't had. And it really bothered me. Then after devotions, we had to go back to the dorms. The boys went to the boys' dorms. The girls went to the girls' dorms. And in the evening, all the first and second graders were sent into the shower to take their shower. And there were 4 shower heads coming out. We all showered together. And one of the house mothers or aunts stood there with her hands on her hips, making sure we washed behind our ears and between our toes. And so I took my shower with the other girls, but I was so quiet because I kept wondering what this experience was that they had had that I hadn't had. I went to my room. I climbed up on the top bunk bed. That was mine. There were 3 other little first grade girls in the room with me, and I just pulled the sheet up around me, and I'm wondering what had happened to them that hadn't happened to me. Well, after the first and second grade girls had their showers, then the third and fourth grade girls were brought into the shower room to have their showers. And then after them were the 5th through 8th grade girls that had to come and have their showers. Well, we had this big sister, little sister program, and we had a big sister that was responsible for coming to our room every morning, making sure we'd combed our hair and that our socks matched and that there was a slip under our skirts. And she stuck her head in the door and asked if any of us would like to be saved. And I said, yes. I figured that was what had happened to all the rest of them. And so I jumped out of bed, and she led all 4 of us to Jesus Christ that night. And I never once doubted my salvation, and I was truly amazed that there would be a God that would love me. And I was just so thrilled to know that now I belong to Him. The first thing that I think about is going back to that experience that I had as a little 6-year-old lying in the top bunk bed shortly after accepting Christ as my personal Savior, thinking about how honored I was to know that in eternity I would be with God. And as I laid there on the bed, I was so full of gratitude for what God had done for me that I just believed with all of my heart that the only thing I could do was serve Him and tell other people about what He had done for them. And laying there on the bed, I could just imagine myself taking care of Africans. And I could see myself on my knees, on the ground, a sick man laying there on the ground, Africans standing around, and I was wiping a fevered brow, and I was giving a spoonful of soup and telling him about Jesus. And from that time on, I believed with all my heart that God wanted me to be a medical missionary just like my own missionary parents.